Am I the asshole? For kicking my BIL out of my living room permanently. My SIL husband's sister 29F and her husband rent out our basement currently. They have the entire basement to themselves, with the exception of my laundry area. They pay $450 a month to be here and $9.10 they eat their meals with us as well. They chip in very little to food cost however. They ran into hard times and needed somewhere to go 2 months ago and we opened our doors to them, despite me being ready to pop. I had my daughter 2 weeks ago. Since they moved in, my SIL will sleep all day, she works overnight shifts, and my BIL will come upstairs to my living room around 5-6 a.m. and take over the entire space. He will put TV on and then sit there with his laptop playing video games, and he will not leave that living room at all until 8-9 p.m. My SIL even brings his food to him in the living room. The only time he gets up is to go to the bathroom or get himself coffee. Now, he's very much so a 50s style southern boy. This man does not lift a finger at all and has never so much as boiled water because that's a woman's job. He doesn't pull that shit with me, but he does when it comes to my SIL who works all day when he is unemployed due to a back injury. Anyways, I breastfeed my daughter and I refuse to be limited on my own space, so I will absolutely go into the living room and nurse my child. I make sure I'm not exposed. Damn near every time I go to nurse, he will be like, I don't wanna see that shit, think southern hillbilly accent, or when my husband gets home he will say she tryna whip her boobies out in my face game. And I'm honestly so fed up and disgusted with him that I snapped and told him he's not welcome in my living room at all anymore and he can sit his stupid ass down in the area his wife pays for. SIL is trying to get me to change his mind because they don't have a TV down there and the plug-in doesn't reach his laptop, and sitting on the bed all day hurts his back, but I refuse. I don't care how much discomfort it causes him. He grosses me out and his face makes me want to vomit and he needs to stay away from me completely. My husband is on my side, per usual. But it's causing issues for my SIL because her husband's just a dick in general. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. They rent the basement space, the living room is your space. He has no business taking up your space, and then complaining when you use it as well. Not the asshole. This guy is overstepping boundaries. They rent the downstairs. If he wants to play a game or use your TV, he can at least ask. And to give you crap over breastfeeding? He has to go. Also, if he has a back injury, he should either get on disability or find a job that doesn't hurt his back. Not the asshole. This is no different than if they lived next door and he came over and deposited himself in your space every day. And you're a new mom, congrats, so if he ain't helping out he needs to get out. An extension cable costs $5. If the bed hurts his back, then he can sit on the floor or buy a chair. Not the asshole. Your house, your rules. They rent the basement so he has no business taking over your living room. Give them an end date, say 3-6 months from now. They are taking advantage of you and your plate is full. Speaking of plates, tell him that food isn't allowed in your living room, that all meals must be eaten in the kitchen. That's the rule in my house. No crumbs or spills on my couch or floors. He sounds like he won't clean it up and you'd have to do it. Not the asshole. They rent the basement, not the living room. Stop allowing them to eat with you. Not the asshole. You should have serious conversation with your SIL. I understand why she would not want him downstairs with her all day while she tries to rest. He sounds like an absolute tosser. But this can't go on and cause you distress in your own home with a newborn especially. Not the asshole. You are doing them a favor by letting them stay, recovering from having a baby, and deserve to be comfortable in your own home. BIL is a misogynistic AH. Tell SIL to find a new place to live ASAP. Not the asshole. They don't rent your whole house. They are paying for the basement, and that's the space they have. End of story. So you should let him be an asshole to you, in your own home, because he's too useless to buy an extension cord? This guy gives useless a bad name. Not the asshole. It's time to tell SIL that they need to find alternate living arrangements. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, you have the right to your own house. That said, you should start working on getting them out. That does not sound like it's getting better anytime soon. Not the asshole. If it's causing issues for your SIL because he's just a dick, it sounds to me like those should be her issues and not anyone else's. I mean, it's not right for her to make it anyone else's issue. Not the asshole. He's not renting your living room, he's renting your basement. It's your house and your child. He can either keep his ass downstairs or shut his mouth. Not the asshole. They rent the basement and have no rights to the rest of the house. He shouldn't even be using that room, much less complaining about anything that happens in there. Be very careful about this situation because this guy sounds like a lifer. If he's got cheap rent and somebody cooking him food he isn't paying for, then I can't see him making any moves to leave your house anytime soon. You had more patience than I would have shown. Stand firm. Praise hubby for having your back, though he should be the one to set boundaries with his sister. Not the asshole. Stop feeding them though. My husband is on my side, per usual. But it's causing issues for my SIL because her husband's just a dick in general. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. They are paying to rent your basement, so that is where he should stay. Nurses earn a decent enough salary that they should also be able to pay for their own food. $450 with no utilities is a bargain. Your BIL is probably receiving some sort of disability pay or unemployment. Maybe this situation is exactly what your SIL needs to make her realize that she would be better off without this jerk. So here's a check notes, basement dwelling neckbeard. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You've tried to help them and he's been taking advantage of your kindness. Not the asshole. I'd forbid him from coming upstairs at all. He can stay down there and rot. Talk to a lawyer. Depending where you are, they may have already been there long enough you cannot get rid of them. Come to Jesus meeting now. Lay down the rules. No discussion. It is seriously past time for them to go. Their mess is of their own making, and they are doing nothing to fix it. It sounds like you need to evict the both of them. Your SIL is aware he is in your is freaking serving him lunch on your couch. You, my dear, his babysitter, so he is out of Sil's hair. You're doing the least sexual thing ever, in your own damn home. Nursing a newborn isn't something that should be a dirt, shameful secret. I think it might be time for them to move on if he doesn't want to see that shit. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your living room isn't part of his lease and he didn't pay to use your TV. An extension cord should solve his problems of reaching the laptop. Not the asshole. He has back pain but does nothing but playing video games sitting on a couch. He's faking it and is a terrible R. Remove him from your life. Not the asshole. But it's causing issues for my SIL because her husband's just a dick in general. That's a her problem that she needs to solve instead of trying to push the issue off onto you. Not the asshole. Why does your sister think she can't do better than this misogynistic narcissist? Not the asshole. This is a hill to die on. Be sure to enforce this rule every single time. Tell SIL if he comments on your boobies one more time, they should consider living elsewhere. Also, it's past time that they consider contributing for food if they're going to keep joining you for dinner. Your SIL chose this guy to be her husband, so she needs to figure out how to deal with him. Unloading you on him has stopped being an option. Info: what does your sister have to say about his disgusting comments regarding you feeding your child? Does she expect you to completely give over your space to him? I don't see anything regarding her talking to him about his inappropriate behavior or him even being willing to apologize and keep his eyes and gross comments to himself. Not the asshole sounds like Mr. Yeehaw needs to get kicked